Every Thursday, we get to meet a professional, someone who's doing something in an area that we're all curious about and we want to learn more about. And today we have a very special man in studio with us.
Yes. Godwin Kudzo Avenyo. He is a mechanic extraordinaire.
Ooh.
Now, when I say this, you will not really appreciate him until you walk into his space. So let me tell you, the first time that I went to his workshop, guess what? His office was in an RV.
Wow.
You know, the recreational vehicles, right? And he had converted it, into an office.
Wow.
And done his burglar proofing and everything inside and all that is air conditioned. And I was like, what? You know, and I've just watched him just skyrocket. You're going to see some B-roll, of him when he comes on air. We're talking with him and all that. You see some B-roll that we got off his workshop and all that. And you understand what I mean when I say mechanic extraordinary.
So we're looking at it right there.
So you can see some of that. But anyway, we'll have a conversation with him in just a little bit. So as you can see there, so we were in his mechanic shop yesterday, and these are some images that we got whilst we were there.
That is so beautiful.
Look at that. And I dare say that this is like under 2 years since I met him. And when I met him, none of this existed.
Wow.
When I met him first, none of this existed. Wow. You know. And it's just an amazing story, and I'm sure he's going to tell us himself, what the journey has been. I'm sure it's all not rosy and fancy, but he will tell us how it's been. Yeah.
And we have the man himself here with us. Good morning.
Good morning, Dziffa and Kwaku.
Yes, Godwin, how are you?
Thank you.
Happy New Year to you.
Many happy returns. It's been nice meeting you guys.
It's been nice having you with us.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a bit about yourself and your work?
Okay, about myself, my name is Godwin Avenyo Kudzo. I hail from Volta region, an accounting student, and I have masters in finance.
Wow.
But I have a practical knowledge from my dad, who was a mechanic. So mechanic job has been from infancy till date.
And at what point did you decide, I'm going to pursue this as a profession?
It's been part of my passive system, but by virtue of course, career and all that, I diverted a bit. And then along the line, I started as a finance person in the bank, but I realized that wasn't my thing.
Why? What didn't you like about it?
It was very monotonous. You keep seeing figures every day. One figure could get missing, and for me, it's very frustrating. But I knew within my passive system, anytime I hear a cry of an engine, I hear the blast of an engine, I derive my complete satisfaction.
Wow.
So at a point in time, I just decided, no.
You got to do this thing. I like that. So, have you, since you began, just tell us, how has it been from the day you decided to walk away from banking and finance into mechanic full-time? How long has it been, and how fulfilling has that journey been for you?
It's been 50-50.
Okay.
So as I was working in the financial institution, I was doing part-time mechanic job, fixing my friends' cars.
Okay.
And I tend to make more money for fixing cars on weekends than working in the financial industry.
Okay. For the whole month or for a week?
Yes, for the whole month. If I do every Saturday, I make more money than working every 5 days in a week for the whole month. And then I was then an agent with an insurance company, Enterprise Insurance. And then combining accident vehicles and all that, I realized that I have better chance to give better meaning to my life than staying in the financial industry. So that's how I...
But how did you also position yourself in a way that you were not just a mechanic, but you were adding value to the work that you were doing?
Okay. I picked this years ago, for lack of a better word. My dad and I, we messed up somebody's car. We didn't know. And I remember this vividly. Maybe 94, thereabout. Somebody brought a brand new Mercedes.
Wow.
And then we thought we were helping the person. So that has to do with catalytic converter.
Okay.
And our understanding is that when the vehicles come from a temperate area to tropical area, you need to cut it for the engine to function well. And right from that day, that engine never functioned well until we had to advise him to get an older engine. We didn't know. So we were doing, I did a little of mechanical engineering, automobile engineering at the secondary school.
Okay.
So that's when we were learning about catalytic converters.
Okay.
Then it dawned on me that we messed the guy up.
Wow.
So since then I said, no, if I'll do this, I need to add value to myself. Then I started paying online courses, contacting engineers outside, mechanics and all that. So that's...
How long was that process of let me ensure that I equip myself with the right skills before I go into this field?
It's been every day. For me, it's a passion. So right from that moment, I kept searching. So every time I was making notes, keeping videos and all that, because I knew one day I was going to have a garage. Wow. So even these are videos that help my workshop. Like I created a site for my mechanic. Okay. And then every evening you are supposed to go there and learn about these things so that we don't repeat such things. Wow. And that has kept us in business today.
Do you have days that there are, you are like, okay, maybe I should look at doing something else? Do you ever feel like that?
Since then, no.
It's always been, you've always been passionate
because
about it.
It's been exponential
Okay.
in terms of satisfaction, not even
the monetary.
Yes, but it's been exponential. Everybody buys vehicles.
Yeah.
And you meet different kind of people. Kwaku, how did I meet you?
Yeah, I know. through a friend, and then we just, and for me, since I met him, that's the only place I take my car.
Wow.
You know.
So we're looking at your shop here.
Yeah.
How did you want to position your shop in a way that it differentiates itself from every other mechanic shop that someone will want to take their car?
Come again. The question is not quite clear.
Okay. How did you want to ensure that the experience your customers will have with you is different from the experience they will have with other mechanics?
Okay. So at Maudka, we try to be very professional. Yes, we have a lot to do. I try to compare. We want to be better than companies like Toyota Ghana one day, Honda Place. We don't compare ourselves downwards. We try to compare ourselves upwards. So we hope we could achieve that. We are learning every day. We go to these companies and then seek for knowledge, not even from the technical side, from administrative side and all that. And sometimes they are very open. They give us help. They give us advice. And
how important is it for young entrepreneurs to keep value in mind before money? Because most of the time when someone ventures into something else, the first thing they're thinking about is how much money I should make, as opposed to how do I equip myself with all the necessary tools to give the ultimate value to my client?
It's unfortunate that we, the younger ones of today, we tend to focus on money more than value. But I derived this out of the old book, the Bible, that seek ye first the kingdom of God and all the other things shall be added. And when I got that, I know that I need to seek value first. And once you have value, all the other things shall follow. And that's what our efforts have been.
If you ever have an experience with a client who is less than satisfied with their experience, how do you resolve that to keep their business?
Okay. From my experience, I realized there are so many things. Sometimes it's lack of understanding. Some clients don't understand their vehicles at all. Some clients just don't understand what you are doing. Some clients compare you to for lack of a better word, wayside people.
Yeah.
So first of all, we have a good conversation with the client to understand where his level is. Then we try to push him forward, or we try to meet him wherever he is. And it makes life easier for us.
So you're saying that if you get a client who, let's say, has a mediocre understanding of their own car, your part of what you do is to help them to have a better understanding of their vehicle.
Yes.
As part of your service.
So we train clients.
Okay.
These days we are organizing something for especially women. You know, women don't have too much a thing
liking
for...
Hey, be careful.
But I think generally for women tend
some,
to look
let's just not generalize it.
Okay,
Some women.
So we realize it's also another niche market. So not for the financial gain, but just to train them. So we did one for 20 women, and then it was very positive.
Okay.
So we decided to take it on, like minor things. Like you ask them, okay, how do you know your brake pad is worn? It's difficult to know, but you can open your bonnet and see the maximum and then the minimum.
Okay.
You are not supposed to be topping your brake fluid
regularly.
Once you see it drops from maximum to minimum, you know that something is wrong down there.
Wow.
So those are minor things you need to teach them, and then they appreciate, and then they listen. If women like your business, you are in good business.
Why exactly? They'll keep coming back to you.
Yes, they will come
and bring their friends.
Yes. This company, I think it was one woman, Edu, who came, and then it just skyrocketed because one noise. Men, you know, there are some ways.
But what experience did you give her that made her so satisfied that she wanted to tell the whole world about it?
I let her understand what is wrong with her car, and then whatever we are doing, she can walk with us in her mind. That and everywhere we've gotten to, we give information.
Updates.
Yes, updates. Yeah. And she was very satisfied with it.
Oh, wow. So how many years have you been in business now?
Technically, with the mechanic business, about 10 years.
Wow.
We started as Clamp, but we rebranded Maudka. So Maudka is barely 2 years.
Okay.
But unofficially.
Your whole life?
Yes, my whole life.
But what kind of cars do you service?
Uncountable.
So every car you service?
It is true. I am not a master of all. There are some cars that require more attention, but technically, if you know what you're about, mechanic job vehicles are based on same platform. So where the difficulties are the electricals, the electronics, and all that. But the mechanical side, the body parts, and all that, we deal with all of that.
So we see you doing some spraying in here. Walk us through the different things that you do as a service provision at Maudka. What are the different things that different problems people can bring to you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Technically, every problem related to your vehicle, even if it's information you need, how to use your vehicle, even if the vehicle doesn't develop any problem, but you want to have an idea as to the usage,
better understanding.
Yes, of it. You can just walk to Maudka, and then we are ready to help you.
Wow.
I must say that when we think of mechanic, I mean, we're looking at your space there, and it is so beautiful.
Thank you.
You know, how do we take jobs like mechanic and others and actually position them in a way that people are pleased to even stay there for a couple of hours, walk you through what they are doing. Because when I go with my friends to a mechanic, it's just we're sitting under a tree, it's hot, we have no idea what the guy is doing. They just talk amongst themselves and they're like, okay, we are done, go. But as we are developing as a nation, how do we begin to think critically about even branding our businesses and positioning it in a way that anyone from a president to a doctor to a lawyer would come themselves and not just send the driver, go to the mechanic and go fix it?
I think everything starts with the head. So I believe if the head is rotten, all the other parts cannot function properly. And mechanic job has been classified and maybe branded as job for school dropouts and all that, which is not true, because you have more reading, more learning, more programming, more of anything you think you could do in school. So it is not a job for school dropout. Everybody needs to be educated. It's key. It's key.
So you have a master's degree.
Yes.
Do you meet some of your mates and they wonder why you're doing what you're doing?
Yes. I think some of them regret not following my footsteps. But
really?
Yes, because as I said, we all measure success based on financial gain, but it goes beyond that for me. But even if we are talking about the financial gain, if I may compare my financial gain with my schoolmates, I think I tend to stand out based on my direction. And as you could see, you need to have some kind of financial support
to be able to set something up.
The bill is very high.
Where did you get this financial support to set up your shop?
I'll have to say this. Enterprise. I was an agent. Enterprise encouraged me to be their agent. Okay. Actually, I did my national service with them, and they found something good in me. So they encouraged me, and I became one of their best agents. Wow. So honestly, I made a lot of money from there.
Okay.
I made a lot of money.
How important is it for us to begin to look critically about the vocational skills, the technical spaces that we all go to anyway? Because you, as you're talking to us, you're doing it yourself naturally, investing in training your team, training yourself. But if we were able to replicate this in other sectors, how would that help us grow more as a nation?
That's where the secret is located. I don't think this nation may grow. I don't know the growth rates now, but it may double or triple if the nation focuses on the vocational training. There is something I don't understand, that somebody who cannot read measurements and then you call that person to come and build for you. Like, it beats my imagination every now and then. When the guys were working in my garage, so I said, okay, what ratio are you using? What measurement? It's like they are clueless. So, okay, you just add this. So if these are people who are building the nation for us, then we stand a very huge risk. So I think education should be focused. If not, I like this guy. What's his name? This Nana, this chief, Gifty and the husband.
Yes.
Dumasa chief.
Yes.
Yeah, Dumasa
I
chief.
love his talk so much on this vocational
stuff. Okay.
Yes.
But how have you seen your staff as far as the value addition? How does it feel when you meet someone that's working for you initially and they are just experimenting, but they don't understand exactly the science of it? And then when they finally get it, how does that help the work that they are doing and even their confidence in it?
It changes a lot. There is an experiment we've been doing. Like, we said, okay, for Maudka to do a social responsibility job to the nation. So we call the so-called illiterate mechanics around. So we bring them and then we train them. So when they go back the jobs that they are really scared of, some of the jobs you don't need to fix anything, you just need to reprogram, and then the car will start refunctioning properly. And you see the joy, the satisfaction, and then the satisfaction in the faces of customers. It makes you happy that you are also doing something good for your state.
There's something you showed me the last time, actually. Was it the last time? I think it was the last time I came to the shop. I realized that there was some carbon or something in my engine, and it was causing the idling was low. You know, remember the experience. The idling was low, and then what you said to me was that if I buy unleaded fuel, the V-Power fuel, and I run it for some time, it can possibly clean out the system. Believe me, it did. I decided one day to just drive into the station. I had a little extra money on me. I bought a full tank of V-Power. And ever since then, it just fixed the problem. And I think that's part of the education which he's talking about, you know, which actually has a ripple effect, because I talk about Maudka to other people with excitement. You know, and the excitement that I talk about it with, you know, actually lets people say, okay, you know what, let's go and try it. Let's go and try them out. You know, so I think that this is the ripple effect of passion, you know, and in passion in not just saying, look, let's make as much money as we can today from these people, but rather to say, how can we give them a good experience, you know, so that they will benefit from having met us as Maudka. And I think that's my experience with Maudka.
So any advice for entrepreneurs who are starting their businesses out, and you see a customer and all you see is CD signs, you're just trying to make your money. How important is it to take your time, give that customer value so that they will keep coming back to you, and not just the first money that you get from them, but actually retaining that customer for a lifetime?
Yes, that's all I base on rule number 1, seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all the other things shall be added. So you need to focus on being a professional, your professionalism, your knowledge-based level. Every business has its own risk, but if you acquaint yourself with the knowledge and then you tend to solve the risk for people, it changes into financial gain. So we should take our mind off money, and then it's good to start small. All fingers are not equal. So maybe I may start from this level, but if you have to combine forces like, let's say, a welder, a mechanic, an electrician, and then have a proper training and just start small. Stay on course and upgrade yourself consistently. All the other financial gain will follow. That's what I think.
Do you find yourself, so from the beginning, when you started, I'm sure there were things that you outsourced to other people to do and all that because you didn't have the competency. How has the transition been? Are you able to do everything now on site, or do you still outsource? And also talk to us about building skill in your people so that you can do more things in-house. Okay.
My area, it's a very expensive area sometimes, especially when it comes to the electronic side. New cars are coming every day. You need to purchase softwares and all that. Yeah. So you can't have everything in-house. Sometimes it still fall on other professionals to we outsource, if so to say.
Yeah.
So we still outsource, but you need to know where to get the right result. So we do some, and then we still outsource some. Like, we cannot stock glass. We cannot stock paint. We cannot stock certain spare parts. So you need to fall on third parties to run those.
Okay.
So knowledge base. So, and I believe university education is a universal education, or education in general. So once you're able to have that universal education, you should be able to harness all that, because there is a customer service aspect, there is a vehicle management aspect, there is other branches. So if you want to do a good job, then you need to have good knowledge of where you are going.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your definition of success, Godwin?
Satisfaction.
Okay. As in?
Satisfaction in all that I do, and then making people happy.
Okay.
The money parts. I realize you can have money and you could be very sad, but people call you, I'm so happy, this problem, I've been struggling with it, I'm so happy solving this problem. And for example, this December, I went for more parties. And
because of your clients?
Because of my clients.
Wow.
And it's rewarding.
That's actually quite nice. I like the sound of that.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being with us. How do we follow you on social media or contact you?
We have a website, www.maudka.com. So most of our information is located there.
On the website.
Okay.
Okay.
We are not very heavy on social media.
Okay.
We are trying to grow exponentially. Okay. So manage capacity with.
Sure.
So.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dziffa. Thank you, Kwaku.
Thank you, God. You're like, I'm off. It's okay. Guys, we hope you've learned a lot, right? So he started out as a finance student, got his master's, but then realized that this thing has been a part of him his entire life.
Yeah.
He's been doing it with his dad, and there's a way he can add value and also serve all of us. And Maudka was born.
Yeah, it's a beautiful story. Godwin Kudzo Avenyo. We've been talking to him.
Hi there. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Make sure to subscribe, like, comment, and share with your friends.
This is Breakfast Daily on City TV.
Join the Breakfast Daily team Monday through Fridays from 7:30 a.m. to 10. Join us for breakfast daily, only on City TV.